ちゃん来たよ。こんにちは。ぼっちと一人気づきの間には右屋さん回ったんですか？
Now, if you don't know or need a refresher on Bocchi the Rock, it's an anime about a high school girl named Hitori Goto, also known as Bocchi. She has crippling social anxiety and wants to make friends. So she takes up the guitar, and as a result, meets a fellow musician, joins a band, and starts her journey as a cardboard guitarist. It's a great anime, no doubt there. You don't have any doubt now, do you? The success and high demand of Bocchi the Rock's unique style, combined with the lack of Bocchi the Rock, has created a vacancy. And if you and I can take notice of this, then big anime studios with tens of thousands of staff can as well. And they've been doing something about it. With this video, I plan to help plug this empty void and recommend 2 high-quality anime that use a similar style, without it feeling like a clone. Oh, look, I know it may not look like it, but please, hear me out. First, I need to give a quick explanation of the world or whatever, because this is relevant, but it's not like the main plot, kind of like a betting. Okay, Silent Witch is based in a fantasy world with magic. The core of magic, its formula, are written in Latin. Therefore, magic requires incantations used in Latin. This is hard because it's a dead language that no one uses. Now here's our main character, Monica. She has not only figured out how to cut down incantation time, but can reduce it to 0 by not using any incantations, which is A, considered the core of magic, and B, something that has never been done before. She has broken the rules of magic entirely. She can summon nuclear bombs in the palm of her hand without you even knowing she was there. Like a FNAF jump scare. She's a legendary figure, for the reasons mentioned above, but nobody really knows what she looks like because she hides herself with a black cloak. People in this world speculate it's because of various grand reasons. But in reality, she's just socially anxious. More specifically, an extremely socially anxious, awkward, eye contact avoiding high school aged girl. You see the similarities? Aren't you glad you didn't click off? Now here's where the anime, well, kicks off. Monica, the nuke bomb witch girl, is living her best life. And one of her teammates, and friend, decides to come for a friendly visit. He pretty much tells her, you can't live in a dark hut staring at numbers all day for months on end without talking to a single human. So you'll go to magic school and be my little secret bodyguard for this guy, and my spy. Okay, love you, bye! And she responds with... She enrolls in magic school and ends up joining the student council, because she's a math genius. Did I say she was a math genius earlier? I just completely forgot to mention that. Seriously though, watching her grow and step out of her comfort zone and tackle her social anxiety is just mwah. They really understood what made Bocchi the Rock special and decided to incorporate positive elements from that anime into their own unique story, i.e. seeing the MC slowly overcome her trauma that made her a socially anxious mess. The other characters were they weren't bad, but they weren't necessarily memorable, most of them at least. Here are the ones I think that are worth talking about. Lewis, and the maid spirit. The supposed friend, he's actually her work colleague with both of them being sages. That's just a translation for good at magic. Despite Monica and him both being equals, he tends to push her around with him saying he likes to... bully the strong. I guess? The maid spirit thing is Lewis's contracted servant and Monica's point of contact. And despite being Lewis's loyal servant, she likes to insult him to his face and behind his back. Blonde girl. I don't remember her name. Bruh. She's Monica's friend. Yay! Her story isn't anything too special, just, you know, I'm one of the good ones and they hate me for it, noble. But besides that, she's just a bit of a tsundere. We have Isabel.
覚悟はできてるのかしら。そんな赤いお顔で何をおっしゃっているんですか。ベッドにお戻りください。さあさあ、早く直しましょうね。お姉様
！As you can see, she's supposed to be a spoiled noble child and Monica's her maid for like her secret espionage Black Ops bodyguard cover or whatever. That's a lot of words. But in reality, she adores Monica. Really fun character that brings up the mood when it gets a little serious. Yay. Here's the prince. He's the head of student council. Whoa. But in all seriousness, he's actually a very interesting character, since his entire anime is told exclusively through Monica's perspective, as a spy. We see the prince from Monica's POV. That means we can't hear his deep internal thoughts, no backstory at all, nothing. We only get like information about the prince as things are basically happening, and in all honesty, that makes him very interesting. It, or he, adds an element of mystery that keeps the story moving when it slows down. I often found myself wondering, what are his motivations? Is he good, evil, selfish, altruistic, and it kept me on the edge of my seat. This anime is good when you're looking for a Bocchi style anime, but you don't want to deal with or watch a slow paced part of the genre. Perfect for those who are new to slice of life or want something a little bit different from the usual. I'm gonna be honest, I like good anime of all genres, but when it comes to slice of life, just something awakens. I don't want to do anything else. No eating, no sleeping, no nothing. Just sit there and watch. Food for the Soul made me feel this way, but I really can't say it would for you too. Our MC Mako Kawai here is a socially anxious, awkward college student. She wants to join a cooking club because she loves watching cooking videos and following along with the recipe. And hey, guess what? It looks pretty good. Now after Mako makes that meal, we go through her regular routine. And when she's about to sit down to eat one of her homemade meals, her childhood friend spots her and runs up to her, like a homing missile. This anime has a great cast of characters that take often normal, everyday experiences and turn them into the most entertaining and hilarious spectacle. Here are all the characters. Just a little thing, this section will seem a little long, and that's because these characters are not only the backbone of the show, but 90% of this show's plot, so stick with me, please. Shinanogawa, our MC's childhood friend from elementary school, the proactive one of the group, the one who always makes the plans. Kinda like Nijika from Bocchi the Rock. I said that right? Nijika? She helps drive the plot forward a considerable amount. Sheep Girl. She's kinda weird. She plays the ukulele, is obsessed with sheep, and likes to sleep. She'll sleep literally anywhere. She's like Ryu from Bocchi the Rock. Side note, I find her voice like really relaxing. Korea. This is Korea. No, not this one. Bruh. She's the only other member of the group who cooks, with her helping out at her mother's restaurant. She's the straight man, or woman, of the group, and while straight man characters are usually one-dimensional and kinda meh by themselves, she's actually quite an entertaining and solid character herself. I'm gonna preface this by saying that this is by far my favorite character on the show by a mile. She's the weirdest, funniest character in the entire show. NanaHoshi starts out as a friend to all the other characters, besides the MC at first. Portrayed as outgoing and extremely bubbly, she announces to them that she's going to create her own club. No problems there, she can easily recruit people with her lively, bubbly personality, right? No, she ends up failing miserably. This is because she's so nervous and socially awkward that she ends up freezing? Turns out she's only extremely energetic and bubbly like a social diva when she's with her friends. With anyone else, she becomes a socially anxious mess that puts Bocchi to shame. So to combat that, she gets a makeover as a valley girl. Okay, look, this obviously doesn't work for many reasons, but my favorite one is that it's because the people consider her scary. So you get by far one of the most insane and funniest scenes from her as she tries to overcome her discrepancies, while the MC, Mako, misunderstanding, is absolutely scared shitless of her due to her own social anxiety, and Nana, due to her crippling anxiety as well, is also absolutely scared shitless of the MC. This is like two Bocchi the Rocks in a room spazzing out because the other one is in the same room with them. This anime is so fucking silly. The anime is pretty routine outside of the characters, but it mixes comedy, wholesomeness, and character growth without bringing in any sort of the drama whatsoever that plagues this genre, unfortunately. I'm glad this show is able to stay grounded while mixing, at times, conflicting elements beautifully. Alright, look, if you made it to the end of this video, you probably enjoyed it, which means you should subscribe because I'll be making more videos like this.